Hey, Bill Soriano from Pittsburgh. I'm going to try to buzz through this video here because we're getting close to the Asian session opening here tonight. Here it's Wednesday, 7/29. This is the Trend Trap Pro Trading Strategy, and this is available in our educational platform. You could sign up today. Let me know. I'll send you the link. Take a 7-day test drive, and you'll get access to Jay Awal's training. He's our educator for this strategy. He'll get his um, Trend Trap Pro Bootcamp, 5 videos, show you the strategy, and then you'll get access to 5 live sessions a week, Monday through Friday. He goes live every day. All of those sessions are recorded just in case you can't make it. And again, you can sign up today, and there's a 7-day money back guarantee. So after you try everything out for a whole week, if you're not happy with it, you can ask the company for your money back, and they'll gladly give it to you as long as you're within that 7-day window. I'm going to go through a big market overview here as I'm getting ready for the Asian session opening here. And so I'm going to show you kind of what I do in between that period when the market closes 5 p.m. Eastern time until I'm getting ready for the Asian session. Now the Asian session opens at 8, but we do get some action between 7 and 8 as well. So sometimes if I'm ready to go, I may take trades as early as 7 p.m. Eastern time. I like to wait till at least 7:30. And then of course the Asian session actually kicks in at 8 p.m. Eastern time. So here's the strategy is this. It's a 5-step strategy, guys. You have to have all 5 steps. The first step, and again, I'm not going to show you this strategy. I'm not going to teach you the strategy. I'm just giving you an overview of it. Okay. You have to actually become a customer of our educational platform to get access to this actual strategy, the bootcamp videos, and the live training. Okay. I'm giving you an overview so that you can see what it is, so you can make an informed decision if this is something you want to try out. And if you're struggling right now, guys, I'll tell you, this trend trap is for you. It's a price action strategy. We don't use any indicators at all. We do use our company's quantum scanner just as the 5th step, the final confirmation to take a trade. But that's the only thing we use that scanner for. It's just the final step, the 5th step to deciding whether or not the conditions are right to enter that trade once the other 4 steps line up. So the first step, and again, these are taught in the 5-video boot camp. Video 1 shows you how to mark up your daily range. There's a specific way we mark up the high and the low. It's not just yesterday's high and low, or the weekly high or low, or the monthly high or low. There's a specific way we do it, and we do it every day. We check it every day. This is what I do. This is how I get my charts ready at 5 p.m. here to 8 p.m. to get ready. This is what I'm showing you. It only takes me about 15 minutes most days. Some days it might take a little bit longer. It just matters how much the market moves, but it's usually less than 15 minutes. So it's like 15 minutes in the morning getting ready for the New York session, and then 15 minutes sometime in the evening getting ready for Asian session. And we don't trade from 12:30 p.m. to 7 p.m. Eastern time. We don't take any trades at that time. So if pairs activate, we don't take them. We just have to come to the charts, see if maybe we can get a neckline retest, or we can get price to pull back up into our zones and look to take another trade from there, which I'll show you a couple examples of this. So it's 5 steps. So video 1 shows you the daily range. Video 2 tells you how to identify the trend on the 4-hour time frame. And we identify break of structures different than any other educator out there, guys. You will not know how to do this. I'm just gonna briefly show you a 4-hour chart, and I'm gonna tell you which way the trend is going. I'm not gonna completely explain it to you again, because I'm also gonna show you though which way the trend is going and where the area is that you would look for a break of structure for the trend to change. Now, a lot of people call that a change of character or a choke. We really don't use that word in trend trap. We just call it a break of structure, and that's a break of structure where the trend would change. Okay, I'll show you that. That's going to be the red line. The black lines, the 2 black lines, most of the time are the daily range high and low. I also draw the trend lines black, and then the break of structure for the trend change or the change of character will be a red line, but I'll show you that in a second. Anyway, let's get here to EUR AUD. So when you pull up the chart here, you could see the daily range high, daily range low. I'm on the 15-minute right now. But again, we do this on the daily, right? We mark this up on the daily, then we drop to the four hour. We say, okay, this trend is in a uptrend, right? EUR AUD. And for some reason, I don't have, let me see something here. That's there. So in this case here, this would be where your break of structure, change of character would occur, right? If you would get a break of structure below this area. And again, we identify break of structure much differently than anyone else does. A break of structure is not just a close below this area, okay? We identify it much, much differently. You're going to see that in some of the charts today. But again, that's that. We identify these ranges here using the 1 hour. So the daily is to determine our daily high range and our daily low range, right? Daily range low, daily range high. That's just to give us our rejection areas, right? We don't want to take a trade. Most of the time you want to take a trade. Let me just show you real fast here. This is the range. So most of the time you want to take your sells when you're in the top half of this range, right? And you want to take buys in the bottom half. But that's not a hard and fast rule. You just don't want to take any trades. You don't want to take any buy trades when you're close to this high, and you don't want to take sells when you're close to the low, because you're going to expect rejection here, and price is going to move and hit your stop loss, your invalidation zone. So that's that 4 hour. Now, then the 4 hours determine the trend. There's a video for that in the boot camp. Then the 1 hour is where you determine your zones to trade from. These are previous support and resistance zones. I'm going to give you my zones here. When I make these videos, I give you one hour zone that you could look to trade from. There are potential trading opportunities. I'm not going to show you everything that we look for to decide if we take a trade, right? There's still 2 more steps involved, but I'm going to go over them briefly here, just show you an overview of it. But this area here is 1.64350. You can see that right there when I hover over it. That box comes up there, 0.164350. Okay, so you might want to write these down as I go through these pairs. I go through 12 pairs. That's what I track. I track 12 pairs. I also have the DXY on here, which is the dollar index, just to determine what's going on with that. We don't trade it. Okay, so now what happens is when this area gets hit, our alert goes off. We drop down to the 15-minute. And what we're looking for here is, since this is a buy, we're looking for some type of a W pattern down here, right? And then we would draw a trend line, right? And all of this is in the training, guys. How to identify this W pattern, how you draw your trend line. And then once we would get a activation, which is a break of this trend line to the upside, we would then, that's our 4th step in the process. And then we would then, for the 5th step, go to our quantum scanner to make sure that there is a candle that has opened and closed above the trend line in the quantum scanner on the 1 minute time frame. That's it. That's all we use it for. Okay. So that's what you're doing there. That's what we're looking for there. Okay. Now I drew that up for you there, but I'm not going to draw that on every one. Okay. Let's go to USD JPY. What we're going to do is we're going to stay on the 15-minute. Well, we're going to go. So the daily, you could see the daily high and low, right? There's the daily high, there's the daily low. So we're pretty close to the daily range high. On the 4 hour here, we are bullish, okay? And again, I don't understand. I had all these lines drawn up, I thought. Okay, 1 second here. So we are bullish at this time, and this is where our break of structure would this is where we would need a break of structure to the downside in order for this to change to bearish. Okay, so that is it right there. And again, for us, a break of structure just isn't a candle closing below here. There's other factors involved, which you learn on the training, but I'm giving you the area where I would look to change this from bullish to bearish. Okay, 1 hour zone. We have a 1 hour zone marked up here, and it looks like it is at 163.175. Okay, price hits that zone. We drop down to the 15-minute. We look for that W pattern for buys, M patterns for sales, W pattern, trend line break, quantum scanner. Let's just look at the DXY real fast here. The DXY here on the 4-hour, you can see this is in a downtrend right now, and this is where the break of structure would be at in order for this to change back to an uptrend, right? About 101, 109. GBP, JPY here, right? You can see the daily range, the black lines, right? 2 black lines here. It's about in the middle of the range right now. On the 4-hour, we are bearish on this, and we're very close to where our line is at here. This is our area where if we get a break of structure on the 4-hour time frame, that we will turn bullish. But again, there's a very specific way we identify a break of structure, okay, which you only learn if you get into the platform, get on the boot camp, and get on the live sessions, okay? The boot camp, guys, gives you 75% of the strategy, but where you get the nuggets are on those 5 live sessions a week. You get the nuggets there because Jay reviews all of this, and then he sends out chart markups to you as well, right to your phone. So even if you don't get on the live sessions, even if you don't really want to learn the whole strategy, you get the chart markups. You can mark up your zones like I'm showing you here, and you could figure out how to take the trades by going through the boot camp. But where you really get the nuggets is on those live sessions. Okay. So on the 1-hour here, we have a alert set that's actually above that area where a break of structure would change the trend. But again, there's a specific way that we identify that break of structure. So chances are price could move up into this area, give us an M trend line break, confirm on the scanner, and we're still bearish at that point, right? EUR USD, again, this is still bearish to us on the 4-hour here, even though we have this giant 4-hour candle here that goes up through our area here. We do not consider this a break of structure yet. We may have a break of structure when this candle here closes at 9 p.m. Eastern time, right? At that time, we may have a break of structure, okay? At 9 p.m. Eastern time, when this candle closes, we have to look at several pairs to see, did we get a verified break of structure, and has the trend now changed? But right now, we're still bearish. We're looking for sales, and we're in a zone right now, right? Which is at the very top of the trading range here. So we're in a zone right now, and we can actually look to, maybe we want to draw a trend line here on the 15-minute. I can just show you real fast here. A trend line right now would look something like this. Probably not the best one to draw, right? So there is a potential opportunity for a trade coming up when this 15-minute candle closes here after we would check the scanner, right? So I have to look at that when I'm done making this video for you. GBP USD. Let's see here. If we go to the 4-hour, we are again still bearish on this. The price is above this zone here, this break of structure area that will change the trend to bullish. Okay, again, price is up in this upper zone here. And we already have a trend line drawn on GBP USD as well to take this down if we can get a confirmation from the scanner. If we can get a clean confirmation here with a candle on the 15-minute, and then also get the confirmation on the scanner. Just to show you guys real quick what the scanner looks like here. So GBP USD, let's just go here. This is our quantum scanner that you will get access to. And if we go to GBP USD, you can see here that right now price is above. Okay, right now on the 1-minute time frame, price is above the trend line. So that means price is still bullish. So even if we would get this, activation here, even if this candle gives us an activation to take this trade, our fifth confirmation is that we look at the scanner. We would need to wait to get a candle below this trend line right here in the scanner. So we would not be able to take this trade. It would be too risky to take because price is still above this trend line, right, on the quantum scanner. So that's what we look for on the scanner. And again, this is just one of 9 scanners you get, but this is the only one that we use, and we just use it for the final confirmation before we take a trade. Other than that, there's no indicators and there's no scanners involved, as I'm showing you guys here. It's all price action. USD CAD. So again here, you can see our daily range high, daily range low on the 4-hour, right? We are still bullish. We're still bullish on this, okay? And on the 4-hour, you could see that this is our line for a break of structure that will change the trend. So we don't have what we're looking for yet, that we could get it on the next candle. But until that happens, we're going to look to take a trade long, okay? We got a trend line drawn here. Yeah. We can maybe adjust this trend line to this again. Or we can just wait here since we know that more than likely the scanner is not going to give us a confirmation on this, right? So USD CAD is currently bullish, right? And we're already in a zone. We're already in a zone for a potential trade, right? So GU, that was it also already in a zone for a potential trade. EURUSD was already in a zone for a potential trade. So I didn't give you any zone for those pairs. USD Chef is also still bullish, and it's still already in a zone for a potential trade here. This zone, it started right here at 1.81450. Okay, so again, we see the daily range, the 2 black lines. There's the daily range high, daily range low. If we go to the 4-hour time frame, we are in a uptrend. But this candle here, and by the way, guys, these candles were all created by the FOMC news at 2 p.m. Eastern time today. So that's why the market looks like this. So that's why, this is probably not the best time to take any of these trades, because more than likely, most of these pairs could be changing. We could be changing our outlook on most of these pairs once this current 4-hour candle closes at 9 p.m. Eastern time. But right now, we're still bullish. We're still bullish right now because we don't have what we wanted, okay? AUDNZD, this is the trade that I am in. I made a video about this. I showed in that video, it was a training on what to do during the end of day, how to hold your trades through the end of day, right? This is a trade that I'm currently in. This is the only trade that I'm in, and this is kind of where it's at right now. It hit this zone up here, right? It was bearish. It was bearish, and you could see the line up here. The red line is where we would need a break of structure on the 4-hour time frame to change this to bullish. This, I missed my entry because I wasn't watching the charts, and I should have waited for what we call is the neckline retest. See this area right here? That's the neckline retest. Again, if you can't see these M's and W's, put the line chart on. See, you could see the M there very clearly. And that midpoint of the M is where the neckline is at. So if you miss a trade, right? If you miss getting in a trade, or whatever, you just don't like the risk to reward, you can wait for a neckline retest. You can see we get a perfect neckline retest here, and it reacts right off of it. So instead of getting in this trade all the way down here, I should have just been patient and waited for this neckline retest, which occurred around 12:45, 5 p.m. That would have gave me a much less of a risk, and I probably would have already been out of this trade with a 1 to 2 risk to reward win, right? I mean, look at this. If I get in all the way up here, right? if I get in all the way up here, okay, then this is already this is already a 1-to-3 risk to reward right here. So I'm already out of this trade. If I would have just been a little patient, waited for the neckline retest, right? And then made a decision to get in, maybe I wouldn't have gotten in there. Maybe I would have gotten in after this candle closed here, right? I'd still probably have my 1-to-2. Maybe not. But anyway, sometimes you have to be patient and wait for those neckline retests if you missed the initial trading opportunity. Okay, so we're in that trade. This is gold. I'm sorry, silver. This is silver. And again, we had a potential activation here, but again, this was like 3:30 p.m. Eastern time. So again, we're not going to take any trades till at least no trades from 12:30 p.m. Eastern time to 7 p.m. Eastern time. That's the hard rule. Can't take any trades till after 7 p.m. Eastern time. I like to wait 7:38. But you could see here, we get an activation, price comes back, it hits our neckline retest. Now it's back in another zone here. So I'd probably just wait for another activation here during the Asian zone to Asian trading session to take this trade, right? So I could just draw another, here I got 1, 2, I got 3 candles connected here on this trend line. I could just wait for this trend line to break and check my quantum scanner, and I can just decide to get in another trade. I already have an M, right? Again, if I go to the line chart, I could see an M down here, right? They don't have to be equal. You can see an M here, and if you can't find the M on the 15-minute, then you just drop to the 5-minute to find it. We like to find it first on the 15-minute. But if you can't find the M or W, or you can't draw a trend line on the 15-minute, then you can drop down to the 5-minute to do that. Again, this is all in the training, but this is already in a zone, and I'm looking for this trend line break here, an activation, and then I have to confirm that with the quantum scanner. AUD-USD is still in a downtrend, right? And this also activated at 3:45 p.m. We have a neckline right here. We're looking for that neckline retest. Or if price just moves higher than the neckline, we can just wait for another M pattern and another activation, right? And this is gold. So gold is also already in a zone. We got an activation on gold, again, around that 3:30 p.m. range. Price has now come back through the neckline and back into the zone here. So with that happening, I'm going to look for another, I'm going to draw another trend line. And I can't really draw a trend line here on the 15. I can, however, draw it on the 5, okay? So on the 5, I can draw a trend line that looks basically like this. And you can see here that I'm probably close to getting an activation here on gold. But if we go to our scanner, we're going to see that price is still well above the trend line here, okay? So even though we get that activation on our charts, we have to wait for price to close below this trend line here in order to pull the trigger on the trade, okay? It's just not safe. It's not safe to take it right now. Price may just correct a little bit and move up. Okay, and then EUR-JPY, this one is bullish. Again, you can see the high and the low, the daily range high, the daily range low. If we go to the 4-hour, we are in an uptrend on this. And here is this red line is our break of structure line that would change us to a downtrend. Again, there is a very specific way that we identify a break of structure. It is not just a close, not just a move or even a close below that line, okay? Very specific way. And this is why this strategy has a higher win rate for me, because we are truly trading with the trend. And what happens is with most strategies, You think you're trading with the trend, but you're really going counter trend, and you keep losing trade after trade because you're stuck in an area where you think you're trading with the trend, but really you're going counter trend because you're not looking at the 4-hour structure correctly. Very important. That's what's very important about this strategies, guys. I can't stress it enough. Anyway, on the 1 hour, what do we have here? I don't have this one fully marked up for you. Let me see here. So this is a zone here. So it's currently in a zone, but the problem is, the reason why I didn't mark this area for you is it's too close. This is what I told you. See, this is the daily range high, and this is the daily range low. We determine where to put these lines on the daily time frame. And again, there's a very specific way we select these lines. It's not just like most traders. It's not just yesterday's high and low. It's not just this week, last week's high or low, or last month. There's a specific way that we identify these daily range highs and these daily range lows. And these keep us out of those trades where, oh, it starts moving in your favor, then all of a sudden it reverses. And that's just the type of scenario you would have here when you take a trade and then boom, you run into this rejection at the daily range high, and price most of the time rejects off of here, hits your stop loss, and then just to make you mad, it will then finally go sometimes and break through this range after you've already been stopped out and lost your money. Okay. So that's why these daily range highs and lows are very important part of the strategy for rejection points. We would not want to take a trade here. However, if price moves back to this area here, this is another zone here, right? Let me just fix this real fast for you. If price moves back to this zone here at 187.025, then we could have a potential to take a trade, because we may be able to get off a trade and at least get a 1 to 2 risk to reward before we hit this rejection point here. So that's why I have this area marked up here. I don't have anything set here. And so we're waiting for price to come back to here. So that's all the pairs I look at, guys. That's 12 pairs, 12 pairs that I look at every day. And I have the DXY on here as well. I just like to look at that. That just gives me an idea, you know, when I see, like I said here, I see here right now that the DXY, let me see here. The DXY is bearish right now. So when I see when the DXY is bearish, that tells me the dollar is weak, okay? So if I'm looking to go long on a pair like USD JPY, I got to think in my head, do I really want to do that with the dollar being weak? If the dollar is being weak, I'm better off shorting USD JPY, right? Now, if I'm trading EUR USD, that's different, right? If I'm taking a long position in EUR USD, then with the dollar being weak, that makes sense. But if I try to short EUR USD with the weak dollar, then it doesn't make sense. Remember, the first pair is the pair that you're looking at. When it goes up or down, that means that pair is either stronger or weaker, just to make it simple for you. If you're trading USD JPY, when it goes up, that means USD, the dollar is stronger than the yen. If it goes down, it's the other way around. Okay. And if it's EUR USD, where the USD is the second pair, that means if that goes up, the euro is stronger than the dollar. But if it goes down, the euro is weaker than the dollar. Okay. So this is it, guys. I'm telling you, you have to. This guy, Jay, on our live session today at 8 p.m. Eastern time, he basically picked the zones that gold and silver would go to right before the FOMC news would come out at 2 p.m. He picked these zones at 8 o'clock in the morning. The session was from 8 to 9 a.m. He basically told us, look, don't short gold and silver right now, because it's going to, once we get closer to the news, it's going to move up to these areas. And it did. It did. It actually went past the areas that he marked up. But now we're in a prime position to maybe take some shorts. Anyway, guys, if you like this video, if you want to see more of them like this, I'm going to be making 2 or 3 a week, going over this trend trap strategy just like this, showing you the daily, the 4 hour. I'll show you the daily ranges. I'll tell you if it's bullish or bearish. I'll show you where the break of structure point is for it to change. I'll show you the 1 hour zone if we have one. And then I show you what we're looking for the M or W, the trend line break, and then we confirm that with the scanner. That's the 5 steps. If you want to get them, drop me a message. I'll send you the link so you can sign up right now. You can get started tonight, go through the videos, the video boot camp, get on the live session tomorrow, 7 p.m. Eastern time tomorrow. Go through, watch all the recently recorded sections from from this week prior. You can go back as far as you want. They're all in there. But I would go in today, watch the boot camp, watch Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday, and then get on tomorrow's session live. Have a great night, guys. Take care.